Hey guys, Nikki here with Broadcast Beat Magazine. I'm here with these handsome fellows from SMPTE. Hey guys, how are you? They are in the process of producing the documentary Moving Images. I'd love to hear all about it, so if you guys could introduce yourself, your role in the documentary, and give us a little teaser.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Howard Luck. I'm the director of Moving Images, the documentary about the 100 years of technology and SMPTE, as it's started in 1916, actually.
And I'm Randall Dark. I'm the producer, and I'm just honored to be involved in this project because looking at telling the story of 100 years of film and television and telling the personal behind-the-scenes bits is just an honor to do that.
And I'm Travis Labella, I'm the cinematographer, and it's just been a great project because we're interviewing some of the legends, so we're just getting started on this.
Very cool. And I heard that you guys, one of the interviews you guys had was with George Lucas. How was that?
Yeah, it was fantastic. He was very gracious. He was fantastic on camera and told a lot of great stories. It was a very great interview, and we're very honored to actually get the time to sit with him and ask him about the technology as it's gone all the way through from the time he first began at USC all the way to the present day. So it was incredible. I was just sitting there, in awe the whole time, hoping I could ask the right questions and not embarrass myself or him.
Rosy cheeks.
Yeah, exactly.
What's nice about people like Mr. Lucas and other people at that level, they appreciate the behind the scenes. They appreciate the hardworking engineers, the technicians. They appreciate organizations like SMPTE, because without an organization like SMPTE, we'd all be using technology that is way more expensive than it is, because once you standardize equipment like if you look at the history of high definition, there are so many different standards, and then you need someone like SMPTE to go, here's all the different things. This is the one that really works, and then the prices come down. So, it's good to work with the creative community that appreciates the people that make the technology and work with the technology.
Yeah, because sometimes you think it just appears, you don't know where it came from, the normal viewer.
Absolutely, and this point of view of the documentary is really to talk about those people behind the scenes that are never in the press or in the front zone. They're all the guys that sit behind and do the work. And so, we're not showing movie stars and the story points and those kind of things. We're talking about those technology pieces that actually made it possible to make the films that we see today. All of that visual effects stuff and all of the cameras and the digital equipment and all the stuff you see here on the floor actually wouldn't even be here if it weren't for some of these people behind the scenes and for SMPTE to standardize this stuff so it becomes interoperable and ubiquitous throughout the industry.
So it's showing the glue behind everything that holds everything together.
Yeah, and it's kind of fascinating because you start to draw comparisons when you learn about the history to today with all the advances, especially with digital. So it's kind of another revolution these days, and it's between the patent wars and all sorts of things. It's a lot of competition happening these days.
The other thing that's really cool is we're shooting in 4K and with the Canon C500 right now. But what's really exciting is that we're going back into the archives, and so we're going to cut together images that were shot 100 years ago, and following the technology through, and it's storytelling. I used to say this all the time when I was initially involved in high definition. It doesn't really matter what technology you use if you have a compelling story. But what's fascinating is, especially when we're doing documentaries, to get a sense of being there, to get a sense of being next to Mr. Lucas or Mr. Spielberg, because the cameras we're using is so real, so lifelike. You have that intimacy now with the documentaries, and I think that touches the heart in a way that the older technology that created poetic distancing because of the weave and the grain, and they didn't have the resolution. Though you get taken on an adventure, a story, but I think when we shoot with 4K and the images that Travis is creating, it's like you're sitting with Mr. Lucas, and I think people love that, and it just makes it more compelling, I think.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add about the documentary?
No, we just completed the trailer, actually ahead of doing the whole documentary, which is a little bit strange. But anyway, thanks to these guys, we pulled it off, and a wonderful editor, Bobby Hewitt, as well.
And then you showed it yesterday.
We showed it yesterday here at NAB to the audience for the Digital Cinema Conference that they had, and it went over really well. I got a lot of great compliments. So now it's back to doing some more writing and research, because there's a ton of that, and then we'll start shooting again probably around the May-June timeframe, all the way through the end of the year, and then get into post-production in January of 2016. The anniversary of SMPTE comes around, well, it's either July or August, depending upon if you do the first date where they got together or the second date where they actually incorporated it. Happens next year, so SMPTE will be 100 years old, and so this feature documentary should be out at the same time as the party, we hope. Yeah.
Centennial.
Exactly, the Centennial is fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah, I think the timing for this is perfect. Is that every so often you have a landmark event, and 100 years of an organization is how many other organizations can have that sort of celebration, and to be chartered and honored to be able to tell that story is humbling, and we can't wait to interview all these people, get it edited, and show. And we're not preaching to the choir. This documentary is not just for SMPTE people or the entertainment industry. We want someone to sit around the television or go to a movie theater, whether you're 8 years old or 80 years old, you sit and you hear these amazing stories of these brilliant people that made this all happen. And that's just so exciting to be involved in.
Yeah. And kind of like Randall said, we're trying to capture these interviews in the most pristine 4K images possible for the next 100 years to continue it. So.
Well, thank you guys so much. We look forward to seeing moving images, and congratulations.
Great, thanks.
Again, this is Nikki with Broadcast Beat Magazine, and remember to upload your videos with the hashtag LifeWithoutSMPTE.